Oh, I love this one. Our worlds have collided. A post from Xylo, community manager of Star Citizen, as a top post on the Anthem subreddit. Let's take a look. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I am Montoya. A very timely post from Xylo appearing on the Anthem subreddit. What is it doing there? I love this because I just put out a video on Anthem yesterday. So to see this show up on the Anthem subreddit brings me so much joy. But more importantly, we've got to look at the reasons why it's there. So here's the Anthem subreddit, and here's the post from Xylo. Now, Xylo did not post this himself. This was a conversation Xylo was having elsewhere, cross-posted to the Anthem subreddit. And it's very timely because the Anthem subreddit and the Anthem community is going through what we in the Star Citizen community went through quite some time ago. For those of you who've been around Star Citizen for a while, and for those new to my channel, we're primarily a Star Citizen group, but we delve in many other games. And there was a period of time, I want to say 2 years ago, was it early 2017? There was a good 6 months of just radio silence from Star Citizen, and the community was going toxic. Can I say toxic? Yes. The community was going pretty apeshit about it, and we were not happy. And Star Citizen basically woke up and said, you know what, we got to change things. We have to get a community manager who's in there, who's talking to people, who's really listening. They also came up with a roadmap. So many things changed, which made things better. Now, Star Citizen is not without criticism. There's a lot we can criticize about Star Citizen. We'll get back to that. But first, I want to take a look at the post from Xylo and why it was so important to it up there. Now, recently, as you all know, Anthem launched, and it was a rocky launch, but it was not a failure. It was not a flop. A lot of people still posting on my comments going, oh, Anthem flopped completely. It's a disaster. No, it is not. And I mean, just take a look up here at how many people subscribe to the subreddit and how many people are online right now. Now, this is by no means a measure of the success of a game, but just for reference, 200,000 subscribers, 8.5 thousand online. If we go take a look at the Warframe subreddit, let's just take a look at the numbers there. 300,000 subscribed, 4.6 online. And Warframe is a game that has been around for 6 years, I want to say. So for Anthem to have this kind of following on social media and 8.5 thousand online right now is pretty good. It is by no means a flop. Also, when all the other crazy YouTubers were going around screaming how the game was a complete failure, I had a friend of mine from Australia message me and go, hey, I don't know where you get your numbers from, but Anthem was the top-selling game for the month of February in Australia. And a game to be the top-selling game for the month is by no means a flop. Now, granted, I'm pretty sure Anthem did not sell as well as EA or Bio would have wanted, but is by no means a flop. So let's get back to the issue I want to talk about here, and this is Xylo's post on the Anthem subreddit. Now, this is a conversation Xylo was having with someone else, but I love it because, you know, Xylo, he's been through this. He's taken a lot of flack from very, very angry Star Citizen backers. And the words he says here really apply, and I'm hoping BioWare, and this is their first shot, this is BioWare's first trip into a game as a service, so I'm not sure they're used to the type of toxic reactions that their biggest fans might have. But what Xylo says here, especially in the first sentence, is important. So let's read through it first, and then we'll come back and break it down. A major part of my job is being able to differentiate between true negative intentions and misplaced passion. Very important what he said there. I've said this on a few panels in the past, but I'd rather have a community member who is angry than one who does not care at all. Being angry only means that you care about the game, so I make an effort to find the root of the negativity because there's generally solid feedback buried down there. I just have to dig a bit to get to it. I've had a lot of conversations with people who are frustrated, and these conversations would likely stress out the average person. You got to be a very special person to work the job that he does. But I thrive in these situations because I've always end up hugging it out and walking away with constructive feedback. I try to always help people gather their thoughts and deliver their frustrations in a way that is actionable so that we can properly digest and act upon that player feedback. All right, a lot to go through there. And Xylo is someone who has been at the receiving end of a lot of hate over the years. Star Citizen has taken a lot of steps to remedy that. In fact, Star Citizen, where it is now, is in a very good place compared to where it was I want to say 2017, there was a period of time, it was 6 months, where there was almost no contact, no interaction with the community, and people were getting pissed. It was very, very bad. Along comes a community manager like Xylo, and a lot of steps Star Citizen took to rectify and make the community feel better about what they're doing, communication being the most important part. Now, I want to break down the first sentence there, and he says, a major part of my job is being able to differentiate between true negative intentions and misplaced passion. All right. I saw this happening in the Anthem subreddit, and I'm not sure if the mods of the subreddit wanted the hands-off approach where just let the community do whatever they want, or if they wanted to curate the community a bit more. It's up to them. They run the subreddit the way they want to. But what I saw happening a lot in Anthem, and we saw this in Star Citizen too, is that a lot of the people who were shitposting and just expressing a lot of anger and outrage about Anthem, not all of them, I'd say a good 30-40% perhaps, were trolls. There were people who had no interest in Anthem at all. They simply saw Anthem getting slammed across other channels, other subreddits, and they wanted to be part of the fun just to stir shit. And they come in and go, Anthem bricked my PS4, which wasn't true. No PS4s were bricked at all. Anthem is the worst game. Anthem is a complete flop. Anthem is a complete disaster. This game sucks. It's the worst game in the world, and people are angry and upvoting it. A lot of those posts, if you go back and check now, and you go click on the username and see how much they've interacted with the community since then, very few of them were part of the community before, and even less are part of the community now. They are not actual Anthem. I'm guaranteeing you, most of them weren't even owners of the game. They just came to stir shit and post. And this is what Xylo's talking about, between finding true negative intentions, which was just to troll, or people who are actually passionate about the game but just upset at the moment. What we see now in the Anthem subreddit, the people remaining in there now, I'm guaranteeing you 99% of the people upset with the game at this point are actual players, are passionate players. Even my video yesterday, in which I kind of came down on Anthem, it's not because I hate it. I'm passionate about Anthem. I like Anthem, but there's certain things they need to do to fix to make it better. And there was an interesting comment in my my comment section, I'm scrolling to find it, by GamerWits. And he says to me, before you take a jab at Anthem, take a look at your own Unicorn game first. Now, GamerWits, I'm not coming down at you, and I can understand why people may think this, but there is a lot BioWare can learn from Star Citizen, because when you run a game that depends on the participation of your current base to carry you forward, you're going to make sure that that player base is satisfied and happy with what you're doing. And things Star Citizen has done are things that BioWare definitely needs to do. For one thing, the roadmap in Star Citizen. Well, before I get the roadmap, I gave you a partial answer there, GamerWit, and here's the thing. When Chris Roberts announced Star Citizen, one of the biggest issues he had was, he said, I don't want a publisher. I don't want EA as a publisher. I want to publish my own game. And now more than ever, us as a gaming community can appreciate why he said that. Take a look at the shit that's come out over the past couple of months. All these broken games. Fallout. I'm a massive Fallout fan. It broke my heart to see what happened there. Anthem. So looking forward to it. Now, it isn't a flop, but if BioWare didn't have EA breathing down their necks as a publisher, I guarantee the game would be out in maybe the end of this year in a polished and much better state. But EA said to BioWare, you get that game out, finish it or not, it's coming out. This is exactly the situation that Star Citizen is avoiding by being their own publisher. So beyond that, take a look at this. Here's a beautiful, beautiful thing which really saved Star Citizen in 2018. I would say mid-2017 is when Star Citizen really caught its stride. 2018, probably one of the best years. This here, the roadmap, it's so simple, but the community finds us so important. What is Star Citizen working on right now? Well, here it is. At the end of this month, this is what's coming out. We can see exactly where they are. At what point in time things are happening, what they're working on, what we can expect. Oh, what's happening next quarter? Well, here we go. Right, it tells us everything we need to know, where they are in the schedule, how long it's taking, what's going to happen in Star Citizen this time next year. What do you know? 3.8, here it is. everything you need to know. Refinery, space stations, cool. Cargo updated, yes. Microtech the planet, awesome. That is actually pretty awesome. Cool. Okay, we'll get back to that another time because we are talking Anthem at the moment. But the point is that if BioWare wants to run a game as a service, you have to listen to your community. But only listen, interact, and really take the feedback. And the real basic feedback of what the Anthem fans are saying is, listen, I'm level 780. I just need better legendaries. I don't want to play 20 hours and hope that maybe a legendary item drops. I want a guaranteed legendary and a GM3 boss. Why not? Why not? There's no reason why not. They have to listen to that. Not only listen to it, but take action on it. It's as simple as that. And this is something which Star Citizen learned a long time ago. And this is why I'm also glad to see that Anthem devs perhaps getting exposed to a bit more of what the Star Citizen devs have gone through. Hope they take heed to it. So very cool. I love to see worlds collide and come together like that. Let me know your thoughts, guys. What do you think? BioWare devs, should they listen to Star Citizen? More on Star Citizen coming up very soon. If you enjoy this content, as always, your comments below are appreciated. Give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. This video is brought to you by my Patreon backers, patreon.com/testsquadron. I love you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for support. If you want this hat, link is below. Did I cover the bases? Yes, probably. Love you all. See you in the next one.